There's an updated timeline on the SBA PPP and when all lenders will start accepting applications. Biden is releasing his stimulus plan today, which will of course include the $2,000 stimulus checks. A quick update on the EIDL grant process and some common misconceptions that people are talking about, so I'm going to clarify those. Hey everyone, this is Ryder from Skip. I hope you're doing well. It's Thursday, January 14th. I hope you're having a good week. Thanks so much for subscribing and supporting our channel, and for the nearly 250,000 of you who've been using our free app, and for your feedback. We see all of your feedback. We are working hard today, tomorrow, all over the weekend to put in new features. Very quick update before we dive into the big news. Okay, first, on the vaccine news, over 10 million people have received at least one dose of their vaccine. That's about 3% of the US population. By the way, in the latest version of the app, when you receive a vaccine or a grant or a loan and you click the green button, you'll get a little animation there. But if you accidentally click the button, you can go to Edit My Risk Info and then just mark no for receiving the vaccine or grant or loan. So you can update it all in the app. In stimulus, some progress. 7.8% of you have marked that you've received your stimulus check. EIDL Grant, still waiting. I'm going to talk about the timing. We're still looking at Sunday night for guidance from the SBA on what to do for the grants. And for the PPP, I'm going to talk about that, but we are still waiting for most lenders to open up. It's going to be next week for most lenders. I'll talk about who's open now and what to keep in mind. And we have a new post up on the blog and the app. Here's what you need to know to apply for the second round of PPP funding. We go into some commonly asked questions, especially what you need to know if it's your first draw or your second draw, what you need to provide if it's your first draw or your second draw. So you can read all that here on the app or on the blog. Remember, you can go to trackeidlgrant.com or trackpploan.com. Either one, they both go to download links for the app. The last thing I mentioned, when you scroll down on the content here, you can leave us feedback directly. Tell us what you want in Skip. You can rate your experience with the app so far, but more importantly, leave us feedback. What are you missing in terms of rental assistance or other grant or loan programs or other questions regarding the stimulus package? We are working on all of these, but we would love to hear directly from you. What's most important to you? Again, it's a free resource for you. You have the option now of getting extra help, and you'll see that on the app. You know, if you need some one-on-one assistance, we are giving that option on a limited basis, and you'll see that on the EIDL and PPP trackers. But by and large, the trackers and information is free. Okay, let's dive in. SBA reopening PPP to small lenders on Friday. That's tomorrow. So small lenders on Friday. And all lenders on Tuesday. Okay, so the SBA has been staggering this to give priority to community banks and then small lenders. Makes sense, they want to distribute the funding here in the early days. So lenders with $1 billion or less in assets will be able to submit first and second draw PPP applications starting tomorrow. This is still a small number of banks if you're thinking about the big guys or some of the fintech companies that we've partnered with. Most of those won't fall into this category, but this news was just released this morning, so we can keep an eye on Tuesday, January 19th. For the most of you, on our app, we have a couple partner leads. So if you go to the app now and get extra help, we have a few partners who will begin accepting applications today and tomorrow. Again, they won't be able to process these until next Tuesday, but you can get in the queue. So that's another reason to go to the app today. If you want to get in the queue, that will be an option for you. Okay, stimulus news briefly before I end with the EIDL grant. Biden is set to call for big spending on stimulus and vaccines. He's expected to lay out his plans today for an initial effort to combat COVID and a subsequent plan to address economic recovery. I'm going to show you a couple of the things that he's talking about here. Because of unemployment is still going up today, we found out that another 1.15 million Americans filed for unemployment claims last week. That's a lot. I mean, if you think about it, it's been essentially over 1 million for almost a year. Almost a year every week we've had over 1 million claims. So the plan will address that, especially with regards to an extension of supplemental federal benefits. It's unclear whether he will ask for 300 or 600, okay? We'll have to wait and see what he releases, but he's pushing for an additional benefit to unemployed folks. The other big thing that's expected to be unveiled in his package is the $2,000 direct payments to individuals. We know this, we've talked about this, and also more aid to small businesses and local and state governments. So this is the big one. We expect these things, especially the $2,000 direct payment. Again, most people believe that this $2,000 will be net of any $600 check you've already received. So it won't be an additional $2K. Most likely, it'll probably be $1,400 additional. Again, the $2,000 supplemental bill passed in the House but didn't pass in the Senate. but now that the Democrats will control the House, the Senate, and the White House, it is very likely that this will get passed. There's only one Democratic senator who's objecting to this so far, but some Republicans also support this. And the big question here is further aid to small businesses. We don't know what that means. Could that mean more EIDL funding, potentially? We hope so. That would be great if this would be the case where this will be more EIDL grant funding so everyone can top up to $10K. The intent of the CARES Act back in March was basically $10K for small businesses. So let's see, does this mean we may get more funding for the EIDL grant program? That would be amazing. Speaking of EIDL grant news, but before I get to that, quickly shout out to everyone following us on Instagram, hello.skip. We are posting daily updates on EIDL, PPP, and stimulus. Basically, we keep it very short and succinct so you can get a few main takeaways. You know, I know many of you like to hear the full data and information that I dive into every day because you like more context, but if you want short snapshots of some of the main takeaways, you can follow us on Instagram. And finally, if you get your vaccine, we have a Got My Vaccine filter. Looks like this. This is one of the only COVID vaccine filters in the App Store right now. It's so popular. We've been surprised by this over the last few weeks. So if you get your vaccine and you want to post about it, that's there for you on our Instagram. EIDL grant news. Okay, still lots of rumors, still nothing majorly new. But again, we expect the SBA to update this page sometime on Sunday. Now, one of the things we will have on our app in the next few days is a calculator. You know, on the app we have the low income provision where you can see if you're in a low income area based on census data that we pull in. We will also add a way for you to quickly see if you may qualify for the reduction requirement for the full 10K. Again, it's for illustrational purposes only. I think there are still so many questions about who qualifies for what. You know, we have interpreted the law, but of course it is up to the SBA and what rules they decide. But in any event, on our app, trackeidlgrant.com, we will also have a very quick way for you to compare an 8-week period to show that there's been revenue loss. So look for that in the coming days. And we will also do something for the PPP, especially for second draw folks, because you need to show a reduction in gross receipts of at least 25%. So we will have a tool for that on the app in the coming days as well. Thanks to everyone who left emojis yesterday. You know, we asked, hey, what do you plan on doing? Do you plan on applying for both? Leave a fire emoji. Do you plan on just applying for the EIDL grant? Leave a hand wave. Do you plan on just applying for the PPP? Leave a smiley emoji. Well, the most common, not surprisingly, was that most people plan to apply for both. So remember, 2 dates to keep in mind. Sunday, we expect news from the SBA with regards to the EIDL grant program. What to do, what do you qualify for? Number 2, for PPP, we expect most banks to open by Tuesday, January 19th. Some are pre-accepting applications now. It's a limited number that they're accepting, and we have some partner lenders, but they are accepting a few now. If you go to our app and decide to get extra help as part of our free membership, you will have the chance to get in the queue early. In any case, don't stress because there's plenty of money in the PPP pot. It's only if you want to get a head start on everything here. Otherwise, we will keep you posted on any changing deadlines, any changing data or information, and of course, any more grant or loan programs. Keep leaving comments, especially on the app as well. Thank you so much for subscribing and sharing this with a friend. As always, stay well, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow.